ISIS-inspired attacks like the one in Berlin in December seem to be eroding the European public's support for migrants, combined with the rise of populist, anti-establishment parties. Concern about political fragmentation in Europe is gaining steam. That presents significant challenges for Europeans.
The challenges, of course, of ISIS, radicalization, and also not just radicalization, but you have people coming in through migrant flows, specifically targeting European populations, and then also sort of now remote controlled, if you will, people in Syria and Iraq communicating via encrypted apps with people on the ground in Europe, helping to plan and coordinate attacks.
There is a perception among Europeans that the external border of the European Union has been mismanaged, says analyst Marian Tupy of the CATO Institute.
That people are still able to come to Europe without the appropriate security checks, if nothing else. And as a consequence, I expect that the trust of the European people in the European institutions will continue to erode.
European leaders who have been welcoming of migrants and are up for re-election, such as Germany's Angela Merkel, are facing the biggest challenges of their political careers, says Competitive Enterprise Institute Iain Murray.
I think that's going to be a real handicap to them in their re-election campaigns. There is generally, I think, an anti-migrant sentiment around Europe which just wasn't there a couple of years ago. And I think that things have changed considerably. It's going to be very difficult for these leaders to get re-elected.
Merkel's open-door migrant policy is costing her some support. But so far, she leads an anti-establishment, anti-migrant political party in polls ahead of September's election. In France, Marine Le Pen of the National Front is a leading candidate in the country's presidential elections in April. Italy's Prime Minister Matteo Renzi resigned in December after losing to populist and nationalist parties over a constitutional referendum. US President-elect Donald Trump called Merkel's migrant policy a catastrophic mistake and blamed the wave of migrants for the Brexit vote. Those who see the solution as more Europe and even closer union cannot ignore the warning sign of deep-seated disenchantment with the status quo. Iain Bojadzievski, VOA News, Washington.